In modern culture and politics, playing the victim is very convenient. It gives you an awful lot of power, especially if you claim to be a minority group and a victim group. And it's a tactic that's used to great effect by many groups. And one of the things that is often said to me in these moments is, and it's often reported in the media, that this is a political ploy to play the victim. So let me be very clear this evening. There is no place for victimhood and victim mentality in the Christian life. I actually cannot be, in any ultimate sense, a victim. And that will never change. And it's not because I'm white. It's not because I'm straight. It's not because I'm a man. It is because Jesus Christ died for me. And he poured out himself in love for me to save me, and he has refused me and held back from me absolutely nothing that is of real and ultimate and lasting value. I can never be a victim. You know, Cain thought that he was a victim, and that led him to sin because he justified his actions in his victimhood. I'm hurt, therefore I will do X. What did God say to him? He said to Cain, he said, sin is crouching at your door. And it desires to have you. Why? He was resenting the privilege of his brother. And he justified himself. And he did the unspeakable. Being a victim doesn't absolve you of that sin and that guilt. Indeed, that's something that comes up a lot these days in the whole identity politics thing. You think of any kind of dispute that relates to male-female issues or black-white issues or gay-straight issues, there's immediately an assumption about who is the guilty party. There's immediately an assumption about who is the innocent party. That's why Scott Morrison had to take the blame for a rape case in Parliament, because he was part of the tribe, not because he had direct responsibility for what happened. He didn't. Jonah thought he was a victim, and it led him to be self-centered in his misery. He couldn't even rejoice at the grace of God that was poured out on the world's most wicked city. All he did was sit in a pile of sand and say, I do well to be angry. How self-centered Jonah's very hard to like, I've got to tell you. How self-centered did he become? Because he said, I am the victim here. I have to see this happen, God's grace being poured out. He couldn't even appreciate it. And anger is a political weapon that can be used to great effect. It's really the cultural Marxist mantra. We're victims, we're angry, and we're here to wreck the joint. It immiserates people. And in fact, the victim mindset is incredibly destructive. It can be the downfall of a person. And the truth is that there are reasons which are far greater than anything in this world why we can never be victims.